What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a new single player game. This is going to be in the 8 a.m. time slot, taking over for where for The Last of Us 2 was. Make sure my audio levels are good here. Yeah, we are good. This is going to be Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. Before I get into it, if you've never heard of this game, it came out around the same time that Skyrim did, and kind of got blown out of the news by Skyrim itself. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I actually have not played it since I think it came out in 2012, and I have not played it basically since release. I have started it a couple of times here and there, and I've gotten a couple hours in, but I've never actually gone through and finished it since release. So anything after the first maybe 3 hours or so is gonna be reliving almost new stuff for me. Especially with the way I my memory is, as you all know if you've watched me for a while. I forget stuff very easily, so it's gonna be an interesting experience here. I'll try and do a good mixture of side quests and stuff. I know a lot of people like to watch additional content and all that, so we'll play through as we go. But it is gonna be a fantasy RPG set in the world of the Fae. It's got a lot of lore and background and stuff. It sounds pretty loud in my headset right now, but I think overall quality and sound is going to be okay. So let's go ahead and get into a new game here. We're going to play on normal as intended. We are playing on the PS5. I have turned the brightness up a good amount, so it should kind of help out as well.
We were wrong, and only now, well into the second decade of the conflict, have we begun to understand the mistakes we have made. We lived in harmony among the Fae, in a world awakened to new magic. Perhaps we should have foreseen what might be born on this rising tide. What force might awaken. A force powerful enough to twist even the eternal and immutable Fae folk. But Gadflow, the new king of the Winter Court, surprised us all. Singular among his people, he was all that other Fae were not. Aggressive, ambitious, visionary. He had power like none we had ever seen. Terrible and deadly.
Oh, got him. Gadflow, you dick.
Gadflow and his followers, the Tuatha Deon, believed that a new god was to be born in the east, beneath Gadflow's crystalline fortress of Amathen. In the name of that god, they marched to war against the young races of Amalur. Against a mortal army, no matter the power of their god, we might have been victorious. But the Fae are creatures of magic, not bound by the laws of life and death. Each Tuatha fallen on the battlefield would soon rise again, for the Fae do not know death as we do. How could we stand against such a force? For 10 years the war raged. For 10 years the armies of Men and Alpha fought and died. But as our numbers dwindled, we knew that it was only a matter of time. Our fate had been written. At least, that is what we believed. Until you died.
I died. That's me. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning.
What do you think this one is then? Alpha? Golani? Could even be a Jotun. Always a surprise, eh, Garan?
Eyes on the job.
Surprise,
boy.
it's a Varani.
Don't matter what it is. Dead's dead. And be thankful for that. All we've seen. Go on and pull back the sheet, though. It'll need to be in our report, one way or the other.
All right. So you do get to choose between male and female, obviously, and there are 4 races as well. You have the Almain. Their racial bonuses are blacksmithing, persuasion, and alchemy. Alchemy is not something I dive too much into or ever really have, so maybe we'll investigate that a little bit. We also got the Varani, lockpicking, detect hidden, and mercantile. This is overall the actual like correct choice. Varani has 3 of the best racial bonuses. Lockpicking is like super sick and a +2. Detect hidden is basically like a luck or item discovery, stuff like that. You basically can find points in the world if you get close enough to them that you can like loot stuff from there. So detect hidden is important, and then I mean mercantile is pretty self-explanatory. You got the Jolsafar. The Jolsafar specializes in sagecraft, dispelling, and alchemy. Dispelling is magical lock picking, for the best way to put it. Also a good one to pick up as well. And the Dolgafar are stealth, sagecraft, and persuasion. They're kind of like your rogue style race, your stealthy hidden daggers kind of character. We are gonna go Varani. You also get to choose a god to be beholden to. If you choose to not have one, you get 1% additional experience. It's honestly not that good. Taking like one of the early actual benefits is a lot better. So you got the God of Mischief, gives you poison damage and resistance. God of Death is crit chance and crit damage. God of War is 5% physical damage and armor. The Water God gives you ice damage and ice resist, and the Fire God gives you fire damage and fire resist. Pretty self-explanatory. I have found, I think that the God of War is the best one to kind of stick with. Early game, it's just very strong. You're not using a whole lot of like elemental weapons and stuff like that, so... I'm also probably going to stick with like I don't really care for character creation too much. I'm going to stick with, I mean, pretty much the exact same dude we're looking at right here. I'm going to we'll give him an earring or something. Yeah, there you go. And you can give him like face tattoos. Sure. There you go. Maybe we'll make it not so intense. There you go. There's the guy.
A Varani. Must have been a mercenary, come to fight in the war. I could have told him how he'd end up. Not in bad shape, though, all things considered. All right, then. Make sure it goes into the report. You know he'll want all the details.
He'll have a helmet on most of the game. Doesn't really matter.
Better than I've seen.
I'm just glad it's not moving. Must have been born under a lucky star, this one.
Anything else we need?
Unless you'd like to name him, I think we're done. Put him with the others.
All right. And I like to, I'm going to not use like my real name, which is Brian, obviously, or Sixxthice. We'll come up with like a name that fits the era and the style. Maybe we'll go Hrondir. That's an H. Go Hrondir. Sure, dude. Yeah, Hrondir. Yeah, that's fine. Good enough. Who knows? Whatever. I think I had High Hrothgar in my head, and that's where it came from.
That's it for you, then. Better luck next time.
Dun dun dun. Still very dark. Oh, look at that, we're alive. Who could have seen that coming? We are free to move. So over here we'll get some disposal notes. Fair enough. I'm not gonna read that. It's like dumps the body, right? Yeah, I remember that specifically. Loot the rusty sword. My biggest gripe with this game is that I cannot equip stuff from like the pickup menu. I can take it and then I have to actually like physically go into the inventory and equip everything.
They're all over. Run!
All right.
Scatter, children of dust! Scatter before the might of the Tuatha!
And I will I'll assess like volume levels and brightness levels and all that after this first video. And like once we get outside, definitely. There is a good portion of the game does take place in like caves and dungeons and stuff like that. That can be like relatively dark. I'm stuck on that rock. But once we get outside, I don't want it to be like extremely bright, so we'll take a look in a minute here.
Please help me! More mortal scum?
All right.
No matter. You'll all die.
Oh, okay. And we have dispatched the Tuatha soldiers. Oh, never mind.
Thank you. If you hadn't come along...
No problem, Menzel.
I've seen you before. On the slab. You were dead. It worked. By the tome, it worked. You're alive. Well...
What happened?
You died. I don't know how or even where. But your body was remade in the Well of Souls, and somehow it worked. The well restored your soul to your body, and it worked. We must get you to Professor Hughes right away. He'll have questions for you.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, no doubt. But we must get to Hughes. He'll be in his study on the ground floor.
Study on the ground
coming in
floor.
through the lower levels. If we hurry, we should be able to beat them to the top. Take these. They'll help keep you safe long enough to get to Hughes. Now let's get going.
All
Let me
right.
get this door, and we can be on our way.
We go ahead and loot some of the stuff around here. I know we get like, I think we get pants and
Right this
there's
way.
like some shoes in here maybe.
You
Yeah.
go first.
We'll put all that on. All right, and away we go.
This is what they're after.
So-
Our greatest invention, the Well of Souls.
Typically, you also have
An
to.
end war. An end to
Oh,
death.
sorry, I ran too quick. Typically, you have to tap X or like your bottom face button to run, but they have allowed you now to change it so that pressing L3 will let you run as well, which is kind of nice. All right. This is definitely like the tutorial area.
One of the storerooms.
Yeah, I was just about to say that you can smash crates for gold as well, which is nice because early on I don't remember getting like a whole ton of gold. Like I remember every time I'd show up in a shop, I felt completely broke. Not quests. No, it is armor, I think. Yeah. I think got Demon Souls updated. I was really worried.
Do you hear something?
Just a bunch of stuff in there. We'll put the gloves on. Yep.
More
Oh.
Tuatha!
It's over here. Yeah, there we go.
Deal with it.
The Tuatha are just, they're the bad cult in this game. Big old mean guys. Fight a lot of their soldiers and stuff. Early on, for sure.
You're going to need more than just that sword. That one had a
Oh.
bow. Get it?
So we pick up the longbow. The coolest thing to me when I was a small child playing this game is that you could have two weapons, right? So you could have a secondary and a primary. And you swap between those, your square button It's on PS5, obviously. Your square button is your primary, and then triangle is your secondary, and you can make nice kind of cool combos between them. Doesn't really work with the bow, obviously, but
Archers up ahead. Best shoot them before they see us.
you know, if you've got a nice hammer in that secondary slot, you can like finish off a combo with like a huge hammer hit or something. Always something I thought was kind of neat. Is it not this? Are you opening it, Ansel? Okay.
It's open. Go, go!
No, it's not open yet. Now it's open. I just feel like the sensitivity is maybe a little high for my liking, but get used to it. Did I not block that second hit? Oh, we like parried him. Shit, I didn't even know you could do that. Rusty leg plates, huh? What is a rusty leg plate? That's more armor at least, regardless. Alright.
Daggers are deadly if you catch an enemy unaware. Their speed more than makes up for their size.
Don't plan on using daggers. I don't really like the daggers in this game, if I remember correctly. We might maybe try them out at some point, but...
If you can sneak up on them with your daggers, you should be able to finish them quickly and quietly.
I mean, I'm just gonna sit here and shoot you with arrows. Oh, I'm just eating arrow shots, huh? I am just tanking damage here. Alright, fair enough. And those dudes just fell and died. If I hadn't already killed them, I suppose. Through here, please. Open door.
Cave blossoms only respond in the presence of magic. Perhaps there is more to you.
Okay, so R2 will access your abilities, and then I somehow missed. There we go.
What are you?
And we can shoot the little thunder shot with square. There is it's weird. There is like a robe slot, right? So that's it takes up pants and pants and shirt. And doesn't usually provide enough benefit. So like, you know, the armor gives you, or the top gives you 10, and then the legs we had give you 8, so that's 18 total, where the robe only gives 15. So if you're looking to stack armor specifically, it's often not going to be very advantageous for you to use a robe. But if you're going to do like some sort of elemental or magic style build, maybe you want to use a staff or something, it definitely ends up being more damage for sure. Oh, sorry, there's a staff here as well.
I bet you're still
No, I don't want to talk to you.
Just keep moving.
The pickup button and the talk button are the same button, which is very frustrating sometimes. Oops. So let's put the staff on the secondary. And we can break the
More
cobwebs.
spiders, burn them! Burn them!
Alright, and you've all been handily dealt with. Is there another spider? Or can we just not go that way? I'm like 99% sure that's the way. Whatever, we got some old shoes in there, so... Oh, I had to hit it a couple of times, I guess. Fair enough. Hello. I will say the auto target in Re-Reckoning, so this is the remake basically, or the remaster. It's a couple small quality of life changes and maybe a little bit extra graphical like fidelity. I'm just gonna run past them and not listen. We'll pick up some new armor here as well.
Simple cloth frees your
And
body
some
and
more
mind.
in there.
That's why mages prefer it. Ah, plate armor. Nothing protects quite like layers of impervious metal.
I do think that's new, actually. I don't think that there was plate armor in here prior. But we'll see. So we'll take the dented cuirass. Not gonna use the robes, obviously. Trash. They're exactly the same. We'll just swap to those because they're less damaged. Old boots are still the best, and our shield. Alright. It's locked. What the fuck is it locked with?
This is where we part ways.
Oh, okay.
Take whatever you want
Fair
from this
enough.
armory. We might have a few things that would fit you. Just make sure you get to choose.
I will do
You
that.
can hold off the Tuatha here. There's nothing more I can do except
We tried
stay
the
here and
persuasion.
slow down the Tuatha. But this is the armory after all. Check the chests. We might have a with luck. I'll see you on
Good
the
luck.
outside.
See you, pal. Do we have a, is there like any weaponry or anything? No, it doesn't appear so. Oh, now I can go through the door now? Have you unlocked the door? He's unlocked the door. Alright, now we've reached the Well of Souls. We almost died. What is that, like, okay. Strange, like, over-the-shoulder kind of mode. I don't know, never used that before. I can't help but notice that Malware Bytes wants me to save 40% with a holiday promo. Incredible. Ooh, there's some strange blur effects going on here.
You've made it, and look at you, even with all you've been through. The Tuatha, your return from the dead. Please forgive me, you must be terribly confused by all of this. I am Fomerus Hughes, and this is my laboratory at Alistar. Everything you see here is dedicated to one thing, the Well of Souls.
The Well of
The pursuit
Souls.
Immortality. And you're my first success. If we only had the time, there's so much we might learn from one another. Too much to explain right now. The Tuatha have come to stop my work, but I don't believe they know about you. Not yet. What's important is getting you out of here safely. You're the only proof of what we've achieved here. I may not be able to save the well, but I can ensure that its only success is safe.
The only success. Let's get out of here.
Yes, you're right. I've got my notes, but it's most important that you stay safe. It's just that you're... Wait, where are you going?
Fascinating.
Simply astounding. I'm not certain what's caused it, but somehow...
It's weird that we just cut
Yes,
from a
as
cutscene
I'm
to another
saying, I'm
cutscene.
not sure what... Perhaps I should go see.
Sir, Mr. Hughes, the Tuatha have reached the lab. That inside the...
There goes Incel.
No! We've got to get you out of here now! Quickly!
No, I think I could just take them.
Follow the path to the town of Gorhart. Find Agath. He's a friend, and he may be able to help. No matter what else, stay alive!
Very strange. We could have just left, like, together. I don't know why he chose to just die instead. You know, open? Let me through. I'm also sprinting already, thank you. Alright, see ya. Oh fuck, why are you hitting me? So strong. Yeah, I forgot how overpowered stats were early on. They have like so much like disorient and knockback.
Get moving, you brute!
Get moving, ya brute!
Apart.
What do you got? Minor healing potion, good enough. I think I forget which one it is it? Yeah, so left bumper opens up like our radial. We can have a bunch of like quick stuff here. It's almost like the favorite menu of like Skyrim if y'all are familiar with that. Oh my god, that dodge was horrible. I can't help but notice this feels like way easier. He says as he gets hit and destroyed. Oh, maybe not. He turned. I should probably heal. Honestly, we're just gonna brute the fuck out of that. It just didn't matter. It's not like he was gonna kill us. Oh no, he didn't get to hit the thing. So if you spam the button there and pay attention like I did, you do the QTE, you get additional XP. Depending on how high the little gauge there gets. So did he have, was he lootable? What's he got? Squire's ring, huh? Bunch of coin? Yeah, we'll take it all. Might as well, right? Alright. We have made it out reborn! Now that we're outside, we can kind of see what the brightness looks like. It actually looks pretty okay. So let's go ahead and we'll do the level up here. Sorry. So every time you level up, you get to put a skill point into one of like the basic traits, right? So you got alchemy, blacksmithing, detect hidden, dispelling, lockpicking, mercantile, persuasion, sagecraft, and stealth. The ones that I have found the most useful are persuasion, mercantile is pretty good, lockpicking, and detect hidden. If you're kind of looking right now at the screen and you kind of see this, the little notches here mean that we have a point in that. Or if it's highlighted as well, you can see it here. The notches are on ones that are empty. The empty looking slots here, the things that don't have the little logo on it, are just another point. You know, so like let's take a look at lockpicking. Decreases the difficulty when lockpicking for like what do you want to call that? 0.1, 0.2, another one, 0.3 the same. 0.4, you hit a milestone. So you will always succeed when forcing very easy locks. You know, you get to the end and you'll see you'll always succeed when forcing hard locks. You know, that's kind of how it works. So once you hit level 8, you can start putting points into the advanced tab and 16 into the master tab. I kind of think we honestly want to get to this one pretty quick. Detect hidden also is really good early because it has 4 milestones. And it makes it super easy to like get extra loot, disarm traps, stuff like that. Also those are probably the 4 I will focus on, and after that I'll probably go into blacksmithing a little bit, but we're gonna put another point in lockpicking, and our next point will also probably go into lockpicking. Additionally, with each level up that you get, you can put 3 points into one of the main 3 like damaging trees, or like upgrade trees, we'll say. So you have sorcery, might, and finesse. You can change these at any time, but they kind of help you build around what route you want to run, right? So sorcery is going to be like the heavy magic. That's like staves, scepters, and chakrams, I think. Yeah, and chakrams. Finesse, it's going to be more about bows, fey blades, daggers, stuff like that. And then brute or might, I guess, is going to be hammers and swords and probably long swords. Yeah. Great sword, hammer, and long sword. So those are kind of the 3 ones that you can focus around. I typically like to go into might. You get a lot of like physical armor bonuses in here, and I typically will use a sword or a hammer. You can more or less change this at like any time too. If you kind of, get 2/3 of the way into a tree and go, oh, I kind of want to swap to a dagger build. You can do that pretty easily. So I'm gonna throw some points in here. Brutal mastery is a good one, or brutal weaponry, I should say. I've never actually, I don't remember what harpoon does. I just know that you kind of early on, like you go ahead and put a couple of points into this one, and maybe we'll go ahead and put a point into hammer mastery, and that's your upgrade. Sometimes you'll also get to choose like a path card, but we'll get that at a later time. And that's pretty much that. I'm trying to just kind of see how the camera turns and everything. I know that there's like a little bit of more options stuff that I'll probably go through after this episode, but I think that's pretty good for a first opening episode here, looking at a game that is near and dear to my heart. I'm excited to replay it and kind of relive it again because I don't remember a whole lot from it. So do hope that you all enjoyed the first episode. I know it was basically the entire tutorial for the first half hour and me talking a lot about kind of the minutia of the game. But when we come back, we'll get into a little bit more. We're going to meet up with Agarth. He's going to explain a little bit more of the lore. And we'll get into our first town and start doing some of our first quests. So do hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.